Common thing that happens for a lot of doctors that start doing aligners is they get cases back from the techs and they really don't know what they're supposed to do. This case was super tricky. A doctor submitted it to me. They're in one of our training programs. And I wanted to share this with you because I feel like it's super important to know what you should and should not change on your treatment plan. So let this case be a good example for you to know what you should and shouldn't do, and also what to keep an eye out for. So hopefully you walk away having learned something that will make your cases more predictable. So this is a good case. A little tricky, but good overall. When I first look at this case, I play it through. It looks like it's mounted well. Going through everything here, right? That looks good. Playing through looks predictable. And then these last three are the overcorrection trays, which comes standard, but looks good. Now, something that's jumping out to me is I feel like there's some movements that are happening that we just need to question as to why they're happening, because it's impacting the result. So for this case, you can see you play this through. Yes, we're bringing everything back together, but you want to ask, like, why are we intruding these canines, right? Look where the canines finish. Look where they start. Look where they finish. Look where they start. We're intruding these canines, and you got to just ask the question why, because honestly, these are well positioned. I like this canine here. I like this canine here. This one could probably even just come down a touch, but I like them. So let's make the first thing, like, we tell the techs to not move, to not intrude the canines, to leave them be. Because what's happening is when these canines go up, you are now reversing the smile line, right? The smile line is now being reversed because you took everything up. Let's have those stay as is. We can focus on closing this space right here, but they do not need to be intruded and they do not need to go up with everything else. That's one thing I would do. I think the next thing is the attachments, right? So we want to get rid of this one, swap this one out for a lateral retention attachment because the half moon is just not effective. This is a root control attachment. This, I would also make sure it gets a lateral retention as well. I would want some more anchorage attachments here on this premolar. I know this is a rotational attachment, and that's an optimized one for extrusion. Let's see how much rotation we got. 6 millimeters. Okay. Yeah, you can keep that. But yeah, I would throw lateral horizontal bevel over here. We want some anchorage, some H-bevs. If you need to throw one on the molar, you can, if you really want to keep that movement. But we definitely want some horizontal beveled anchorage attachments there. Very nice. We got one down here. Perfect. We're going to do the gape protocol, right? So we're going to do that. We're going to do that protocol to get this intrusion down here. Now, the one thing I wanted to talk about is the way this case finishes. So they've got these heavy occlusal contacts at the end, and I'm not really a fan of that because I also think it's like unnecessary. Like when we started, the occlusion is a little light. So it's light on the posteriors or hitting a lot in the front because of that deep bite. So yes, I get it. We want to improve. We want to balance this out. But like, to me, like, this doesn't look that much better. And sure, you could equilibrate that, or we could just move the teeth in a way that limits that. And so again, part of it is just getting rid of these unnecessary movements. So I want you to start looking at these cases and seeing, okay, what is actually necessary? So right here, do we need to extrude that premolar all the way down, right? Does this premolar actually need to be extruded all the way down? And does this canine need to be jacked up into the sky? I'm saying no, I don't think it does, because I like the way this started off, right? So you can tell them, leave those as is and really focus on correcting the spacing and the deep bite, okay? Over here, same thing. We're like driving this premolar down, and there's no reason for that to happen. So I would put in that as a note with the tech on where to focus, and then that should help clear up some of these excess unnecessary things that they put in. So let's start there, and then we can work through that and see what they come back with. Look, my mission is simple. It's to make aligner education accessible to as many dentists as possible. If doing aligners is something that you're looking for more confidence in, we also have a website with a bunch of free trainings. It's clearalineradvisor.co. Check those out. We actually have a full course. The details for it are in the description below. If you don't want to get into any of the paid stuff and you want more free content, check this video out right here. We go deeper into concepts just like this, and I think you'll find a lot of value from it. I'll see you over there.